So welcome to the Planetary Combustion Masterclass. This series will reveal the deepest, most confusing spiritual assignments that are written in your birth chart. So I want to start with a set of powerful questions that define the combust experience. Do you constantly feel that your greatest talent is unseen or unacknowledged? So here are the common struggles that we will solve in this series. First is the Mercury combustion struggle. Do you often feel intellectually brilliant but struggle with chronic self-doubt and miscommunication? You might have the mind of a genius, but your ego constantly trips up your words. That's the sun combusting your Mercury. Let's talk about the Venus combustion struggle. Are you beautiful, successful, and kind, yet constantly feel a deep dissatisfaction in relationships, as if true love is just out of reach? We'll explain why external beauty doesn't translate to internal worth. We'll talk about in this series about Mars combustion, the Mars combustion struggle. Do you experience intense internal drive that often gets blocked, leading to periods of rage or explosive self-sabotaging actions? You have the power of a warrior, but it's aimed inward. That's what happens when you have Mars combust, and we'll talk about that in this series. If you have a combust planet in your chart, your soul chose a life where that planet's energy is not suppressed, but rather sublimated and intensified by the fire of your deepest self. You are wired for a hidden genius, depending on the planet that is combust. We're going to talk about the spiritual and physical science of combustion, also known as Asta. Now, in Vedic Astrology, combustion, which is Asta Graha, occurs when a planet moves so close to the sun that the sun's intense light and heat overwhelm it. There are certain degrees that the planet must be within of the sun. A planet is typically considered combust when it comes within 8 to 17 degrees of the sun, and that depends on the planet. Every planet is different. Now, this proximity neutralizes the planet's ability to shine brightly in the external material world. What's the spiritual reality behind it? Well, the sun represents the soul, the Atma, and the ego. Now, the combust planet's energy doesn't disappear. It is pulled inward, forced to align with the higher purpose of the Atma, of the soul. The planet is essentially put into a spiritual pressure cooker where all its superficial, ego-driven, and material desires are burned away. So what's the result? Well, the result is that the person often struggles to express that planet's qualities conventionally. But internally, they develop profound depth, wisdom, and expertise in its matters because the work is done for the soul, not for external validation. We're going to talk about the Karmic principle, which is detoxing and detachment. This is the vital master lesson of combustion. It points to a deep karmic signature where the planet's energy was misused in a past life. We're going to talk about in this series about each planet's past life misuse. You may have likely overused or abused or became overly dependent on that planet's energy. Perhaps being too aggressive for if you have Mars combust, or too materialistic with Venus combust, or too arrogant with knowledge with Jupiter combust. We're going to talk about karmic cleansing. The sun is now acting as a divine detergent, compelling you to detoxify from the need for external results. The universe forces you to find self-worth in the purity of the action itself, demanding detachment from the outcome. Vairagya is detachment from the outcome. Combust placement is a sign of an advanced soul who is ready for a highly refined spiritual assignment to transform a weakness, into a source of internal unshakable power. So if you have retrograde planets or combust planets in your chart, you are a very powerful soul. So what's the path to mastery? Well, in short words, turning inward. Combustion is overcome not by pushing harder externally, but by honoring the internal refinement. The remedies are unified under these three principles. Number one is embrace the internal channel. And we'll talk about this in each planet's topics. Find an outlet for the planet's energy that does not require public display. For a Combust Mercury, this is writing. For a Combust Mars, this is intense, disciplined, private physical training. Second is you practice detachment, nishkam, kam. You perform the actions that are ruled by the combust house and planet diligently, but without expecting reward, recognition, or validation. This is the fastest way to purify the ego's hold. The next one, the third one, is you honor the sun because Surya is the one that's making it combust. Since the sun is the ultimate source of this purification, strengthening the sun strengthens your core soul purpose. How do you strengthen your sun? You commit to daily sun salutations, Surya Namaskar, or simple sunlight exposure to honor the source of your spiritual fire. It's going to help you bring the good qualities of sun in and bad qualities such as excessive ego out. However, self-confidence in. So, your combust planet is not a handicap, even though some people may say it is, but it is a blessing that promises a level of mastery that is hard won. That's why they may say it's not a blessing, but it's hard won and soul deep. Stop feeling unseen and start knowing that your truest power is burning inside of you. It's ready to be distilled into genius. Here is what you will learn as you watch the full series and tackle each planet. We will go through planet by planet. So this is a very important series. If you or your loved ones have any combust planets, in the moon video, you'll discover the past life secret to emotional self-reliance and how to finally trust your intuition, even if your relationship with your mother was confusing. And for foundational courses, by the way, click on the link in the video description so you know how to read your chart, what planets are, what houses are, and how to read your combust planets, etc. In the Jupiter video, you'll learn how to transform spiritual arrogance into self-taught, profound wisdom and align your wealth with dharma so your good fortune never abandons you. In the Saturn video, we will uncover the karmic root of chronic delay and get the spiritual discipline that's needed to build a legacy that is unshakable and enduring. And like I said, for the foundational videos, to find out everything about the 12 houses and the 9 planets, please look at the description, the video description. You'll have links in there. Now let's turn this powerful knowledge into tangible action. First, tell me in the comments. Based on the introductory principles, do you feel the struggle in your chart is rooted in past life misuse or abuse of power, or past life dependency, which could be an addiction to external validation? Second, commit to the sun. Commit to standing in the sunlight for 5 minutes every morning this week to honor the purifying energy of the sun. Do not look directly at it, just stand in the sun. And share this video with anyone who constantly feels their greatest talent is overlooked. And if you're ready to take this deep dive into your own personal karmic blueprint and need one-on-one guidance, you can schedule a consultation with me via the link in the About section or in the video description of this particular video of this channel. Now, I would love to help you chart your course to spiritual mastery. So we're now ready to launch the full series. So join me for the next video, which is Combust Moon, mastering your emotional intuition. So if you have a combust moon in your chart, you definitely want to watch this. It's the deepest emotional cleanse of your life. You want to hit the notification bell right now so you don't miss the first planetary lesson. Now, to find out which planets are combust for you in your chart, you want to pull up your Vedic horoscope chart. You can use any website, any good app that will pull up your Vedic horoscope. You can put in your birth details, your date, time, and birth. They should be exact. Place of birth should be exact. So if it's in a different country, you need to put that country's information in there and the time you were born in that country. And then you'll get your Vedic horoscope. You look at the planet that has a C next to it, or it says combust. So check in your chart the planet that is combust. And also, to get more detail on the foundational videos in terms of what your soul map is, what are the 12 planets, what are the 9 houses, how to read your chart, go ahead and click on the links in the video description for the foundational videos. You definitely want to watch them so you can get a good idea of the 12 houses in the chart and the 9 planets and the 12 signs, the rashis. So definitely watch that. Once you know which planets you have that are combust in your chart or your loved ones' charts, then you definitely want to check out this entire series. I'm going to go through every single planet that is combust in your chart. This video is a master video just telling you a little bit about combustion and what can happen when some planets are combust and what may have happened in the past life. Just a little bit of significance on the combustion. However, we're going to go through each planet that is combust in your chart, and we're going to go really into detail and all the remedies of those combust planets. So stay tuned for everything that's coming. Thank you for watching, and thank yourself for watching. That's all for today.